Alright guys, here we are, not at the range, but at an undisclosed location to talk about the MP5K Bayonet. Alright, so what we're doing today is checking out the UpKnife M-Lock bayonet that I have on the MP5K. You've probably seen this in the reel I did or in the super safety video. I talked about coming back to what this is and why I have it on there in a later video. Here we are. So behind me you'll probably see is a tarp. What are we using a tarp for? Well, to make sure we can clean up some auto glass. What I've got here, might be kind of hard to see, Ford Bronco glass. Door windows. Why I've got that bayonet on the MP5K and why we're talking about glass and bayonet. So when we were talking about the UpKnife in the other video and in my YouTube reel, I was like, you know, this is the bag gun. This is kind of what I want to be the Swiss Army knife of bag guns. It's small MP5K PDW, got the can on it, got the dual mag clamps because I don't want a huge mag that won't fit in the bag, got the B&T collapsible telescoping but put a different butt pad on the end to make it look like the A3 style butt pad. So it comes out a little further than the B&T. The B&T sits really flush up against it, makes it really compact. There's just not a lot of surface area on that. It's really tiny. It's really hard to get a nice contact point in your shoulder, you know, when using, you know, the optics and things. So I wanted to get that more surface area on the A3. And this is a Gibbous Outfitters, I believe, is who makes this. So with this, it is a very high quality blade. But on the M-Lock portion, because it's got three locking pieces, it's very sturdy. On the M-Lock setup, which is the UTG, this is how the bayonet would extend. So you're looking at pushing it forward, it locks into place. Very sharp. All the specs for the bayonet will be on their website, of course. But it's a very sharp, very durable, very high quality blade. So what I also liked about it is on the tip, in the closed position, you'll see has the tungsten carbide glass breaker on the top. So this is why we're testing auto glass, because this, if this is going to be in my bag and this is going to be a do-all, this is going to Swiss Army knife, I want to be able to, if the need should be there, be able to get into some glass and not have to fire the weapon. Unless I need to take shots into a vehicle for some reason, which probably wouldn't look good on my part unless somebody's trying to mow me down, is sort of a rescue situation where I can get people out of a car or get to somebody that's, or something that's trapped inside a car without having to fire a shot, and not always, unless you carry your EDC, would have a glass breaker on it. So this was just a cool little touch to be able to poke with a tungsten carbide, and as you can see, the blade sits below that, so where the blade is not coming in contact with anything. It's very smooth here, so it's not sharp the way it meets this, so I can't even scratch myself on that. But in the extended position, this is a very, very sharp blade. All right, so let's talk about some other tools real quick. So this is something you might keep in your car. This is straight from Amazon Basics. It's a sort of emergency situation, glass breaker, seatbelt cutter, if you would need to maybe help somebody get out of a vehicle or yourself are trapped in a vehicle. This is somewhere you can get to within arm's reach. You can deploy it, cut your seatbelt, break some glass, get out of, you know, passenger windows or driver windows, to be able to get to safety, right? So something else you might have is just a standard knife. Now this is an HK knife. It's more of their emergency branded Hogue collaboration thing. So this actually has a tungsten carbide tip on the end of the knife. So this, if you're carrying this in your pocket, this could be a quick and easy glass breaker. It also has some other things inside here. Of course, you got the blade. but then on the opposite side, you can deploy a seatbelt cutter as well. So again, if this is something you have in your pocket, you can use that. But if you don't have anything like that, and you got the firearm out for some reason, it could be a pretty nifty option. First, let's try the Amazon basics. Alright, so we found out that the hammer style glass breaker from Amazon works really well. I put a pretty good whack into it, and you see the tempered glass just shattered all over the place like it's supposed to. Let's see how it fares with the glass breaker on the top. Here we go. Easy. You're probably thinking to yourself, you know, something like this or something that's on the knife, as I showed you on that HK knife I have, would be a lot easier to carry around or to use if something happened. That's true, I think, but the purpose that this serves is a few. So one, I've got the bayonet. So if the situation arises where I need a knife, don't have a knife, or got to get a little up close and personal with a little pokey, you can do that. And this is gonna certainly accomplish that goal. And most times, I mean, this is gonna be in that closed position. In that closed position, you're getting the versatility, having it be past the silencer, okay, jamming it in there, breaks the glass. There's gonna be a lot of different comments on this. It's gonna be like, that's really cool, that's really useful. Or it's gonna be like, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm not putting a bayonet glass breaker on my gun. Both opinions are completely valid. Like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of shit on this gun. Who to put a bayonet on an MP5K? I'll tell you who, this guy. But it doesn't have to be on an MP5K. I just wanted it on my bag gun. The bag gun just makes sense for me, having the glass breaker and in this situation. Now, you could since it's on M-LOK, put it on anything you want. Put it on a full-size AR, put it on an AR pistol, put it on whatever. I think it's just one of those niche products, but a cool product that serves the purpose, that does the job you want it to do. And in my case, because it fits that very slim overall profile, it doesn't add really any extra length other than just the length of the end of the bayonet in the closed position. It really, I don't know, it's just it's a vibe, right? It's a cool extra thing, and now I know that in the event that I need to deploy this out of my bag, I can break glass, no problem. If you're looking for a bayonet, new school style, this is the coolest one I've seen so far as dual capabilities and just the overall just action and deployment of it. I mean, it's pretty slick. I mean, guys, that's really it. It's a demonstration of the UpKnife bayonet with the glass breaker, I think, is just a really cool item. Don't forget Steve MP5 on the Instagrams.